The Hawks with a 40-point advantage. Salmon's been tremendous. Lade goes hard against him at the first bounce. Remembering that Primus has been out for most of the Ansett Australia Cup. And it'll be another ball up. Umpires throw it up in the Ansett Cup except for the start. Daniels. Schofield. They're just struggling the power. Lyle's caught. Good tackle on him by Chick, who kicked the goal on half-time.
I was going to say that the reason Port Adelaide can't get a score is that they are being crowded as much as Peter McKenna was just then when we went to him, Bruce. They're smothering them. Each time they go for the ball, there's 2 or 3 Hawks into them, tackling and harassing.
In the back against Kingsley, he'll go to Vandenberg. Gave him a little shove. So Vandenberg off to Lekkers. Lekkers deep and high. He wants Holland. Holland played it cleverly defensively. Wanganeen good to Polton. Polton on the left leg. Not a particularly good kick. He's wanting it near the boundary line. The Hawks look a bit quicker. Graham towards the line to Barlow. Barlow inboard. Good contest there. Lyle able to get it to Polton. Terrific tackle, Lekkers. And a ball up between centre wing and half forward. Hawthorn in attack.
I think Vandenberg was in that again, where he just came at the football and made the contest, just provided. He's number 21 in the foreground. You'll see him there. He's just got eyes for the football. Tremendously determined young fella and a disciplined Hawthorn player. They've been a very disciplined unit, as was Dipper. What about at the interchange, Dip?
Yeah, Jonathan Waldman. Aaron Lord's on the bench, but he's okay. I've checked with that. Nathan Thompson, Tony Woods, Chris Osborne and Adrian Cox.
We haven't seen Colliker as yet in the game, and he's been very impressive. A couple of times we've seen him. He's right down the end there of that interchange bench, and I'm sure that the Hawks will be looking for just steady improvement from Colliker as the season progresses. Salmon, the ruck work, up against Lade. On this occasion, Lade's left hand, down at the front, Franco allows it just to roll over. Mark Williams, what sort of a trick can he pull out of the box here? Still goalless, Port Adelaide.
Well, just that loose kick that came out from Jared Polton. The first 3 players, they were all Hawthorn players, which basically sums up attitude at the moment.
Yes, they're certainly hunting in the numbers, the Hawks. There it is again. Dispossessed was Franco. Barlow to Crummett in the direction of Lord. Vandenberg may be rewarded here for his efforts. Crawford receiving the hand pass. Left foot kick by Crawford towards full forward. Underneath the pack was Lord, which is where he should be. Not a bad kick across his body, but it's mopped up by Wanganeen.
To Polton short. Under pressure. It was a tough kick actually in these conditions. Francis back turn. Puts his man under the pump. And Wilson, good tackle. Lekkers has been excellent. Salmon, Lekkers, Mead and also Lloyd into it. Polton towards the line. Holland on top of him, claims him. It'll be a ball up, I think. It's half forward left.
Looks as if Nick Holland in most one-on-one marking battles is just trying to bring the ball to the ground rather than going for the mark, just to get it to the front of the pack, and Hawthorn are consistently getting more players there.
Out on the fall, I think. So the free kick to Braden Lyle, who started on the interchange, which was pretty interesting. Port still to kick a goal. Kicks to centre wing. Wanganeen, well done. He has to take chances, the champ. Kicks the ball towards Cockatoo Collins. McCabe, back turn, clever, and then delivers to Vandenberg, who's off. Breaks it too easily. On his left leg to fall forward. Front spot was a Chick. Had all the hair cut off during the week. Little handball to Holland. Forces back to Lord. Lord can't quite get a handle on it. Back to Chick. Chick goes for goal. It's close, it's a goal. It's his second. Ooh. How far? 48-2.
Well, Bruce, they're just unbelievable at the moment, the Hawthorn team. They're just they're tackling, they're front square, they're packs all the time, their handball's good. They're a well-disciplined side right at the start of the year. So, you know, I'm saying that Hawthorn will be one of the sides of the year this year.
Chicks kicked the last 2 goals of the match.
Gee, a very important first goal of the second half to Hawthorn, kicked by Daniel Chick to give the the Hawks the advantage now by 46 points. Everything just rolling in their favour. A free kick from this centre bounce will go to Salmon. He's been absolutely sensational, Salmon. Oh, the positive now of Hawthorn is right up. Robran has the football. He's a long kick of the ball. Goes short. It's all right. The kick was intended for Holland, but just covered two players in front of the lead, and Holland marked safely on his chest.
It's really the first time we've seen Hawthorn in a set structure going into their forward line. It's almost Platts the first time I've seen a short pass to a lead in the Hawthorn's forward zone.
I think Hawthorn have used some conditions very, very well tonight. Now, Bruce, did I say the first two goals to Hawthorn or Port Adelaide?
It's gone to Hawthorn anyway, John. 2 goals to Holland, 2 goals to Lord, and 2 goals to Chick, and yes, that is the score, 54-2.
Actually, Robin's done a good job on Mead tonight.
Yeah, key player, wasn't he? I think most people expected the battle to be between Mead and Nick Holland, the winner of that battle. A number of people expected to determine the outcome, but it hasn't been. A good job by Robert.
Well, you reckon Ken will be pretty happy at the moment. 54-2. Holland gets his second goal. Robin doing very well on Mead. Kingsley gets it. Back to centre half forward. Crow couldn't quite. Port just can't get clear, and Treadray's got it. There was a very famous grand final in the South Australian National Football League when Port kept North Adelaide to 1 goal only. Mickey Noonan was coaching North that night. Should we talk about it? They haven't been able to get a goal yet. It's 8 goals to nothing here. 54-2. Nothing happening for the Power. Lade frustrated. Salmon has been outstanding. Gee.
That's ridiculous.
Nothing in that at all, was there, really? Salmon kicks it back in the direction of Barlow. Up takes the mark.
You know, when a team leads by this emphatic margin, Gerard, it's pretty hard to find an ordinary player in a Hawthorn jumper.
Well, there isn't a defender with an X against them, is there?
They've been absolutely first class, and their disciplines. The coach can give all the instructions in the world, but if the 18 boys in your jumpers don't go out there and do, or try to do, all the things you ask of them to the best of their ability, you're in a bit of strife. And Hawthorn tonight have just been fantastic. They go forward again. You nearly mark this down. You nearly mark it down. You would mark it down, Craig, for 11. It's all Hawthorn. That scoreboard is lopsided. 9 goals, 6 to 2 behinds.
This is a brilliant handball in this passage of play. Aaron Lord, I remember seeing him here play for Geelong in a final against Carlton. He's a player that's just getting better and better at this club. But a very sneaky handball. I think it may have even been
Chick maybe?
From Chick, yeah, got a ball from the contest to set that one up.
Irresistible at the moment, Hawthorn. They're playing magnificent footy. 9-6 to 2 behind. Lade goes early. Barlow to 11. They're celebrating the Hawks. Inside 50. Lord looks for a free. Wilson and Polton are onto him. Lord playing it in front. Polton keeps his head over the footy, and it'll be a ball up. They kicked 3 goals in the last 3 minutes of the first half, and they've kicked 3 here in the first 8 minutes of this. So they've kicked 6 goals in 11 minutes, the Hawks. They've really powered away. 60 plays 2. Wouldn't have believed it if we told you that this would be the score. Mead, who's had a very frustrating night. Robran doing well on him. Barlow's got it to full forward. Not quite by Lloyd. Taken by Holland. Francis goes towards the line. And Wanganeen there in a boundary throw-in. But what can Port salvage from the wreck?
But they've kept it in their forward line. They've kept putting pressure. Like the games that we've seen Port Adelaide win, it's come from their full-back line and their half-back line. Hawthorn have done their homework. They're just working overtime on the Port Adelaide defenders, and they can't clear the ball out.
It's true, Robbo. They've done very, very well. You know, part of the game, you know, the last 3 weeks of Port Adelaide's game is right from the half-back line, from the Wanganeen set up right through the goal. So the Hawthorn boys have done pretty well tonight.
So their attack has defended really well, hasn't it? Mead, Trelevin, still with Trelevin.
Well, he was shackled nicely early, Craig Trelevin. That's a free kick maybe paid against Wanganeen to Crawford, I would think. Perhaps not the mark, and certainly the late tackle.
I think the most damning statistic is the inside 50. Generally, clubs have about as much ball inside 50 as each other, win, lose or draw. Tonight it's 30 the Hawks, 14 to Port.
Gee, good kick by Crawford. It'll go nearly all the way. Push out. Free kick to Port Adelaide. It looks like Paxman's free kick. And it might be against Dixon, maybe. Paxman. And you see there Dixon infringing against Paxman as we see the replay. So Paxman to kick out to the members' side of the ground. Gets the ball outside his defensive 50. No mark taken by Lay, but mopped up by Dixon. Gives away the hand pass to no one in particular, just trying to force it forward. Wilson combining with Franco across the half-back line for Port Adelaide. The kick goes near the wing. Now the race is on. The nippier Taylor against the lumbering Poole. Well done by Darryl Poole. Coming from behind, forces a boundary throw-in, which probably wouldn't really concern Richard Taylor. It's a 50-50 ball between wing and left half forward favouring Port Adelaide. And the lowest ever night score registered to the Bombers. 2 goals, 6. Port Adelaide a candidate in this match. Just 2 behinds, and we're deep into the third quarter.
John, I know it's the game could still be won with an amazing turnaround. Probably safe to say it's home. Would you take Paul Salmon off, given that he's had a bit of a hamstring problem?
Oh, we'll take my probably the last 10 minutes of this quarter, Jared, and give that Nathan Thompson a go.
Graham to Harford to centre wing, and again a boundary throw-in.
He's a pretty clever player, Daniel Harford. He's smart, he uses the ball well. If he can just keep going with it, that's the part of his game. He's a real smart player.
See, when Peter Burgoyne kicked that ball off the ground for a point, we didn't think we'd be waiting this long. Last score, 16 and a half minutes into the first quarter. Vandenberg needs a long kick if he gets a chance. Overplayed at a fraction, and then bangs and goes and kicks it. Another one.
Good ball.
He is a thumping kick. He just drilled it home. 10 to nothing. Have a look at that.
Salmon again.
Once again, the Fish just getting the ball forward. They knew it was going there. They've got a clear advantage in every ruck tap out so far. And as you said, Robbo, good on you, because he recovered from the sets from a bit of a difficult position.
I think he thought he'd lost it then, Jed. Well, tremendous stuff by another young Hawthorn player. We saw them grow in stature towards the end of season 1998. They won, 6 or 7 games towards the end of the year. 5, was it, Bruce? And even the games that they lost early in the year, they had some control of the game and somehow managed to lose a few of them. Schofield overrunning it. Wanganeen run down. Is that in the back? What? Oh, I can't believe that. Lekas out wide, and the mark is taken by Hassel. Well, what possible chance did he have of getting rid of this? The tackle from behind took him into the turf. It's either play on or a free kick to the Port Adelaide player.
Well, I think he had time to get rid of the ball then, so I'm on Crawford's side.
Eagleton to Schofield. Schofield's kick. Eagleton, who was taken to the ground early, played in the full forward line. Schofield back to Wanganeen. Half volley by Franco's had a lot of the footy. Not much has happened when he's got it. Then now delivers to full forward. Salmon back there. Paul gets a cockatoo. Collins is going to kick one. He's got it. We better take note how far into the third quarter. 10-6 to 1-2. It's been a long time coming.
Well, John, I knew you were right, but it just took a little bit longer for it to happen. But they've got to get the next one.
That's right, Jared. Get 2 in a row. But a great effort. You know, like they just keep at it and keep at it, and great feed off the pack. Kicks a great goal, and that's what Che Cockatoo Collins need a goal.
The goal kicker for Port Adelaide, Shea Cockatoo Collins. 2/3 the way through the third quarter. They were goalless in the first half. And Cockatoo Collins has got their first. Very, very much into the third term. Trelevin tries to break away. Confronted by Franco. Ball spills to Crawford. Crawford goes straight towards goal. Holland out position. At the back, Francis. Punched away by Daniels. Ball out wide. Lloyd doing the chasing. Wanganeen to mop up. Little hand pass.